Hello, my yarny friends. I'm Sara Sach, and welcome back to my crochet channel. Today's video, I'm going to show you how to crochet the Beach Day wrap. And if you remember, a few weeks back, we made the Beach Day Slouchy hat. And so we used the same yarn so that it would match. And this yarn is the Color Wheel Cotton Sparkle, but we'll talk more about yarn in just a minute. So this is the Beach Day Slouchy hat that we made a few weeks back. And today we're going to make a matching wrap. And this is a very unique wrap. They call them boomerangs because you start on one end and you just continue to widen it out every row. And one side does not have any increases. All the increases are on the other side. And so it makes a beautiful wrap. It's perfect just for tossing over your shoulders, maybe on a cool summer evening. It's also great to wrap around your waist and maybe use it as a small bathing suit skirt cover-up style. And it's, it has lots of neat uses. Throw it on the ground and sit on it so you're not sitting on grass or sand. There's lots of neat ways. You can also wrap it around your head. If, say, you're in a convertible and your hair's blowing all over the place, you can wrap it around your head as kind of a scarf. So it has lots of different ways to be used. And I think it just turned out absolutely gorgeous. And this is one of my favorite colorways of this particular yarn because it goes from like this lavender, it's got a little bit deeper of a bluish purple, kind of a darker teal, lighter teal, a real light sort of melony peach, in 3 different shades up through pink and then back to some of the purples. It's just really pretty. To me, it has like a watercolor effect to it. Just a really pretty yarn. Now, the measurements are approximately 26 inches at the widest part at the top. Okay, and then it's about 46 inches long from the wide down to the point. Now, the one I'm showing you here does not have the extra little trim on the side. And I'll show you how to do that like you saw in the pictures before the video started in that video. I'll show you how to do that as well. What we're going to do is we're going to work from a demo and then I'm going to show you how to finish it up and add that extra little trim if you want it. That's the neat thing about this style of pattern is the way we work it. You don't have to add a trim on both sides if you don't want to, but it's nice to have that one little edge so it tells you where the bottom of the little shawl is in case you want to use it as, just like a bathing suit wrap or shoulder wrap. All right? Okay. Now, the complete pattern with pictures, as always, is on my blog, and you can find that blog link down in the notes underneath this video. To make our Beach Day wrap, you're going to need a light number 3 cotton yarn. And this is a sparkle. This is what we used. Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel Cotton Sparkle called Twirls at Twilight. This is a Hobby Lobby yarn. You can use any light number 3 cotton yarn. If you don't want to make it in a cotton, you could use a DK or sport weight, which is also a light number 3 yarn. I just really prefer this one in this cotton. You're going to need approximately 5 ounces. But one neat thing about this particular wrap, if you want to make it longer, you can continue to do your rows as long as you want. Just keep in mind, as you increase in rows, the top of it also increases in size. Okay? We're going to be stitching today with our 5mm, which is an H hook. You'll need a needle just for weaving in ends and a pair of scissors. All right, to begin with, we're going to make our slip knot. And we're going to chain 4 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to stitch 2 double crochets in the 4th chain from the hook. 1 and 2. And chain 3. Now you will notice, because we're using an H hook with a light number 3, it's going to be a little bit looser because we want our stitches to be just a little bit loose and lacy and open for this summer project. All right, for row 1, you have 3 double crochets, chain 3. We've chained 3, we're going to turn our work, we're going to double crochet in the next double crochet. There we go. And that leaves the last stitch, and we're going to place 2 double crochets in this last double crochet. And chain 3. So now what we have on row 2 is we have 4 double crochets. Every row, our chain 3 counts as 1 double crochet. All right, so we have our chain 3, we stitched 1 double crochet in the next, 2 in the last, so we have 4 double crochets, chain 3 for row 2. Chain 3, turn our work, and on row 3 we're going to double crochet in the first double crochet, then we'll double crochet in those next 3. 1, 2, and 3, and chain 3. All right, so what you're going to find is we're only going to be increasing on one side. So we stitched a double crochet in the first double crochet, and then 1 in each of the next 3. So now we have 5 double crochets, chain 3. All right, so this is the side that we'll be increasing on, and we will not be increasing on this side. So we've chained 3, we're going to turn our work. We're going to double crochet in the next stitch, not the first one like we did on the previous row, but in the next stitch. Then we'll double crochet in the next 2. And then in the last stitch, we're going to stitch 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. And chain 3. All right, so on this row, our 4th row, our double crochet counted as our first. We double crocheted in the next 3. And then 2 double crochets in the last. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 double crochets, chain 3. And see, this side is going to stay straight because we flipped over, and this is the side we will be increasing on. All right, let's do row 5. We've chained 3. We're going to stitch a double crochet in this first double crochet, and then in each of those double crochets across. And chain 3. All right, so for row 5, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 double crochets, chain 3. Now on row 6, we're going to begin our cross stitches. We've chained 3, we're going to turn our work and double crochet in the next stitch. Now we're going to skip the next stitch and double crochet in the next stitch. Now we'll cross back and double crochet in that skipped stitch. And then we'll repeat that one more time. And then we'll place 2 double crochets in that last stitch. 1 and 2. Oops, there we go. 1, 2, 3. We chained 3. All right, so for row 6, we have our chain 3 that counts as our first double crochet and then a double crochet. We have 2 cross stitches and then 2 double crochets in that last stitch. All right, let's do row 7. Row 7 is going to be a solid row of double crochet. All right, so we're going to double crochet in the same or first stitch, and then we're just going to stitch 1 double crochet in each of our stitches across. Now, when stitching into the cross stitches, it can be a little bit difficult to find your stitches. So if you look at the top and just put a stitch in each of those sets of loops, you'll be able to keep your stitch count correct. All right, now I'm going to stitch in that last double crochet and chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And so for row 7, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 double crochets. So now for row 8, we're going to sort of repeat what we did on our cross stitch rows. We're just going to have one more cross stitch. All right, so we're going to double crochet in the next stitch. We're going to skip the next and double crochet in the next. Now we'll double crochet in the skipped stitch and skip the next, double crochet in the next, double crochet in that skipped stitch. And we'll do that one more time. And then in this last stitch, we're going to stitch 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. And chain 3. All right, so now for row 8, we have our 2 double crochets because our chain 3 counted as our first. We have 3 cross stitches and 2 double crochets on the end and chain 3. All right, let's do row 9. We've chained 3. We're going to turn our work. We're going to stitch in the first stitch, a double crochet, and then 1 double crochet in each of our stitches across. And again, if you have trouble finding where to place your stitches, just follow those sets of loops on the top. And that will help you keep your stitch count correct. There we go. And chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 double crochets, chain 3 for row 9. Now before we start row 10, I just want you to see how we're increasing only on one side, and then this side over here is going to remain straight. All right, we're only increasing at the beginning of our rows of double crochet and at the end of our rows of cross stitches. All right, let's do row 10. We've chained 3. We're going to turn our work. We're going to double crochet in the next stitch, and now we're going to do those cross stitches. All right, so we'll skip the next, double crochet in the next, and then come back and double crochet in that skipped stitch. And then we'll repeat this across. There we go. And then we have one stitch left, and we'll stitch 2 double crochets in that last stitch. 1 and 2. And chain 3. All right, so now we can look at this and we can see we have our 2 double crochets. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 cross stitches now, and 2 double crochets at the end, and of course chain 3 for row 10. All right, let's do row 11. We've chained 3. We're going to turn our work. We're going to stitch in this first stitch, which is our increase. And now we're going to place 1 double crochet in each of our double crochets across. And again, remember, if you have trouble finding your stitches, just follow those sets of loops and place a double crochet in each of those sets of loops. One double crochet in each of our double crochets across. Whoops, get in there. Had me a little tangle there. All right, 1 double crochet in the last stitch and chain 3. All right, so now for row 11, you're going to have 13 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, and I think you can see the way the pattern is working now. Our increases are always on this side. This side does not have the increases, and this is the way the pattern will work. And so what you're going to do is you're going to continue to repeat row 10, the cross stitch row, and row 11, increasing every row and alternating every other row. And you're going to continue to repeat for 55 more rows. That gets you the size that we talked about at the beginning of the video. As you go, you can always measure the length, and if you want to make it longer, add as many rows as you want to. The main thing is you need to end on a solid double crochet row. All right, so we're going to continue to repeat row 10 and row 11 for 55 more rows, increasing every row and alternating every other row. So once you've done as many repeats as you would like, and you'll notice as it gets longer, it gets wider. And it turns into this beautiful summer weight wrap. Now the last thing we're going to do is we're just going to do a row of trim down the side. All right, so after you've done your last row of double crochet, we're going to turn our work sideways and just do a simple trim on this, just this one side down to the point of our wrap. All right, so after your last stitch on your last row of double crochet, you're going to chain 3, and we're going to turn and work down the edge of our wrap. All right, and the way this is going to work is you're going to be working the rows this way. So we chained 3, we're going to go here at the top of that next row and stitch a single crochet. Now we're going to chain 3 and go to the top of the next row and stitch a single crochet. One, two, three. Go to the top stitch. Make sure you stitch in the stitch so you don't have gaping holes. 1, 2, 3. And see how that works? It's just a little edgy trim with a little bit of a bump to it. just to make it look pretty. Give it just like a finished edge. Chain 3, go to that top of the stitch. 1, 2, 3. There we go. That's a better spot. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to work this all the way down till we reach that point of our wrap, and then we're going to tie off. The trim is only on one edge like that. That way you know that's the bottom edge of your wrap. Now, if you want to do it all the way around the whole wrap, you certainly can. You do what works best for you. So I have stitched this simple trim all the way back down to the point. All right, I'm going to cut my yarn and tie this off. Now, if you want to go back up the other side, you certainly can. I just want it on the bottom edge of my wrap. All right, and so now I just need to weave this in, and my wrap is all ready for me to wear to the beach, or maybe to the backyard. I'm actually planning on wearing it along with some of my sundresses and sun tops as just a fun little wrap, because when I go to restaurants and things, they're freezing. It's nice to have a little wrap along with you. So my beach day wrap is all ready to be worn to the beach, to the pool, on vacation, or just out for dinner in the evening when the restaurants are cold and you just need a little something over your shoulders. It turned out absolutely beautiful. I love this yarn. The sparkle of it makes it so glamorous. The tropical colors make it summer. So I hope you have a lot of fun making our wrap. And don't forget, the wrap matches our beach day hat.